he goes. He's in the slipstream of Jorge Lorenzo. Lorenzo has got nothing to respond. There's nothing he can do about that. Iannone he's in too hot. Lorenzo sweeps through at the Doohan corner. Iannone briefly held second place.
Oh dear, can it get more exciting than this? Iannone was through, too hot in, Lorenzo back into second place, and Rossi waits to pounce, and Rossi will pounce at some stage with 7.5 laps to go. What a Grand Prix we've got here in Australia.
Yeah, the reason Iannone probably went in too hot into that first corner, he got that slipstream out from Jorge Lorenzo as he came out of the clear air. He was probably going 6 or 7 kilometres an hour quicker on the brakes into that first corner. Marquez, Lorenzo, you're on board with Iannone. There is Valentino Rossi.
He hasn't got away. Sorry to put it, but he hasn't got away, Marc Marquez. This is going to be a 4-rider battle. Look at Lorenzo. Oh, Lorenzo is back in front.
Lorenzo around the outside of Marc Marquez on that run up to Lukey Heights. It was brave, it was bold, it was ambitious, but he made it stick. Lorenzo hits the front again. It's an absolute classic here in Phillip Island, the race of 2015.
Oh, the race of the decade, perhaps. Into the Gardner Straight they come. There will be 6 laps to go. I hope my voice lasts that 6 laps. Lorenzo now leads the way from Marquez, Iannone and Rossi.
Start of lap 22, we can barely catch our breath here. Lorenzo leads, Marquez still in second place. Dani Pedrosa's just put in a personal best lap of the race, but he's 3.5 seconds back of this thrilling, nail-biting fight for victory here at Phillip Island. Lorenzo leads the way out of the southern loop. This is where Marc Marquez got close enough a couple of laps to go to take the lead for the first time through turn number 4. Marquez, though, can't relax. He's got Andrea Iannone looking for a way up the inside. Is Iannone going to have a look? No, he's not quite close enough. Rossi too far back in 4th.
Rossi will make some sort of move, I'm sure of that, but full march to Lorenzo. We thought the perhaps his race was over, and Iannone now moves up. Iannone has gone through into second place. Marquez relegated to 3rd. Rossi's going to have to make a move soon. Lorenzo back into that regular rhythm at the front.
And Rossi up the inside of Marquez, almost up through Lukey Heights as Marquez struggling for rear grip. Can Andrea Iannone get close enough on Jorge Lorenzo this time around to take the lead in this Australian Grand Prix? Valentino Rossi knows that he's got to get in front of Marquez and Iannone and build up a slight gap coming onto that straight, otherwise he'll get blitzed to the finish line. Lorenzo then through the last corner at the end of lap number 22. Iannone in second place, and it's Marquez.
5 laps to go, this amazing Australian Grand Prix. The Ducati blitzed down the start and finish straight, but Lorenzo still has the advantage. Iannone in second place, Marquez 3rd. Rossi having to work very, very hard now there to stay with this leading group. Through the southern loop, who's going to win the race? What will the positions be in the World Championship at the end of the race? This could go absolutely any way as they race into the Stoner corner.
Marquez is lining up Iannone. He's definitely going to move up the inside of the Italian on the brakes into turn 4. Perfect move by Marc Marquez. No way through for Andrea Iannone. So Marquez then back into second place through Siberia. He's made a couple of really good moves down into turn number 4 as Marc Marquez. He's really strong on the brakes into that tight first gear right-hander.
We ride with Marc Marquez. No points here in MotoGP at Phillip Island. Boy, is he putting on a show this afternoon. Rossi right on the rear wheel of Andrea Iannone. We're back with Lorenzo. So be a massive, massive 25 points. There you go. It would be 6 points. It won't be 6 points now because Valentino Rossi has come through on Andrea Iannone.
But Rossi knows as they peel through 11 and then through 12 that Andrea Iannone will just use that Ducati horsepower to blitz that on him down the straight. Lorenzo, he knows that he can't have anybody close to him at the end of this race because he will get slipstream. He's really trying to make a push for it in the lead. Is Jorge Lorenzo. He's up now by over 6/10 of a second. There you go. Iannone just eases by Rossi's factory Yamaha down into the Doohan corner. Is this the crucial move by Jorge Lorenzo at the start of lap 24?
Here comes Rossi back up the inside of the southern loop. Listen to the crowd. Valentino Rossi back into second place in front of Andrea Iannone. There is Marquez, there is Lorenzo. Little straight run, then into this flat out fifth gear Stoner corner before the hairpin. Under the hairpin they come, and Rossi defensively gives Iannone no way to get through the inside, which he wanted to do.
On this infield, this fast and flying infield section, Rossi hasn't got the pace to gap Andrea Iannone. The factory Ducati rider he's having the ride of his life in the MotoGP World Championship. Rossi just can't give himself enough metres of an advantage down that Gardner straight. There is Lorenzo just going through Luque Heights. Marquez second, the gap between the two is half a second, so Marquez just pulled back a tenth down into this first gear, turn number 10, and Andrea Iannone is going to be close enough as they sweep through the last two corners, these fast two left-handers. He'll be close enough, you feel, to rock it by Rossi again on the straight. Lorenzo then to complete lap number 24. He's got the upper hand by over half a second from Marquez.
Lorenzo crosses the line now. 3 laps to go here at Phillip Island. Marquez, Rossi and Iannone. Where is that Ducati? Rossi doesn't want to let it through. Rossi has not let it through. He's found a little bit of extra pace into the Doohan corner, and actually now he's closing up on Marquez.
4 absolutely crucial points. Rossi out a little bit wide through the southern loop. He's never braked later in his life at the Doohan corner to keep that factory Ducati at bay. This battle for second place now really intensifying. Rossi knows these are 4 absolutely crucial World Championship points. No way through though on Marquez at turn number 4.
Through turn 4, up towards Siberia, 2.5 laps to go. Lorenzo leads, Marquez coming under pressure now. We ride with Valentino Rossi. He's quick through here, quick through 7 and 8. Will he try and get up the inside of Marquez as they come up towards Luque Heights? He has done it before. Here comes Rossi now. Can he get up the inside? Whoa, it's tight, but he can't as they plunge down Luque Heights.
He's going to try on the brakes down into 10. He's definitely having a look. Rossi, here we go. Is Marquez releasing on the brakes? No, we saw Rossi. He was lining it up. We had the perfect shot. Oh, Andrea Iannone, unbelievable from the Italian. Up the inside of both Marc Marquez and Valentino Rossi. Take that from Andrea Iannone. Brilliant from the Italian.
Have we seen a better MotoGP race than this for a long, long time? I don't know. But boy, are we enjoying this one. 2 laps to go. We ride with Valentino Rossi. Where did Andrea Iannone come from? And here comes Marc Marquez. Suddenly Rossi is back in 4th place.
Nightmare for Valentino Rossi because Jorge Lorenzo's clear at the front by 1 second. This could be a massive swing in the points in the World Championship. What a move by Andrea Iannone. Rossi got up the inside of Marc Marquez on the brakes. They both just ran a little bit wide as Rossi made the block pass, and coming through the small gap that was left was Andrea Iannone, and all of a sudden the Ducati man in 2nd place.
And Marc Marquez closing up on the brakes. Iannone runs it a little bit wide. Marquez should make it stick. Marquez back into 2nd place. Iannone fights back immediately. These two have had some great battles in Moto2 and MotoGP. Iannone just about hangs in there. We ride with Marquez. This is the battle for 2nd place. 1.5 laps to go. Up through 7 and 8. Luque Heights approaches.
Lorenzo still leads the way down to turn 10. This is where we saw that unbelievable double overtake by Iannone last time around. He's great on the brakes down in there. No way through for Marc Marquez or Valentino Rossi. There's Lorenzo. He's up by 0.8 of a second, looking great for a 7th win of the season. He's had to really scrap it out this time around, though, as Jorge Lorenzo were about to start an absolutely pivotal 2.764 miles of this World Championship. Lorenzo leads with Rossi back in 4th.
Strap yourselves in, hold on to the edge of your seats. Here they come, down into the Doohan corner. And he runs it a bit wide, Lorenzo, and Marquez has now, Iannone, and Marquez has come through. He fights back immediately, side by side. Once again, Marquez now comes up the inside. Rossi closes up on Iannone, coming out of the southern loop.
What a duel between Marquez and Iannone. The exchange overtakes at the Doohan corner. Marquez swept back through at the southern loop. Can Rossi move up the inside of Iannone? Rossi up the inside, trying to take 3rd place from the factory Ducati man. Valentino Rossi makes it stick. Oh, he gets a bit of a nudge from Andrea Iannone. It's getting really tight on the run down to Siberia. Marc Marquez has closed right up on Jorge Lorenzo.
Through 7 and 8, Marquez is making a big move. Rossi is now up into 3rd place. 7 and 8, Luque Heights approaches. Half a lap to go here in Australia. Can Lorenzo hang on? And you know he's got back into third.
Through Luque Ice, Marquez is close to him. He's going to move through on the brakes down into turn 10. Marquez goes for the victory. He's made that move stick. Rossi comes through on Andrea Iannone. The World Championship chopping and changing right here at the end of the Australian Grand Prix. Marquez leads.
Yeah, and Iannone back on Rossi. Marquez leads the way. One bend to go. Into the Gardner Straight they come. Marquez surely now is going to win here in Australia. Lorenzo will be in second place. Marquez wins. Who is going to be third?